The Fuzzy Mike traveled to San Antonio to talk with members of death metal band Abnormality. Listener discretion is advised.
It is another episode of The Fuzzy Mike.
This is The Fuzzy Mike, the interview series without format, without boundaries, without focus. Fuzzy, pretty much based on this goofy-looking microphone here.
Bit of a horse's tail.
This is The Fuzzy Mike.
My interests are, they're vastly enormous.
Damon Bradshaw is the driver of the Monster Energy monster truck.
I love NASA. I love death metal.
Lindsay Wink, you are a fan favorite.
I don't get to talk about that on the radio, and so this is like my little outlet.
When I get to talk to artists that I really look up to and I admire, and I don't think you've ever written a bad song, this just makes it totally worthwhile for me.
What's your email?
The Fuzzy Mike, there we go.
That's such beautiful music. It's Kevin Klein on the Fuzzy Mike. I am in San Antonio, right outside the Corova, and the song you just heard, the little music you just heard right there, was what I heard with my friend Brian and Michelle in September of 2014 when we went into Fitzgerald's down in the Heights in Houston. It was Building Temples from Death. It was a festival, and we went in and we went upstairs after hearing that song, that voice, that band, and we were blown away, not only by the sound, but when we saw who was actually singing that on stage. Hello, Mallika.
Hi, how are you doing?
That is a different voice than what we heard when we went into Fitzgerald's. Josh, how's it going, man?
Living the dream, my friend. Thanks for having me here today.
Okay, what is the dream for Abnormality?
50-inch screen, money green leather sofa, 2 rides, limousines, chauffeurs.
Is that attainable right now?
No, definitely not.
Okay, so is Abnormality, are you scraping by or are you making a living?
I'm scraping by.
So-
We all are, yeah.
Okay, but Abnormality's been around for 11 years,
Yeah.
started in 2005,
Right.
and now your first release with Metal Blade. Things got to be getting good, right?
Yeah, we've been really busy, man. We've been working our asses off on this last album. Really happy with the way it came out. And that'll be up on the level now where we're able to go out and support in a big tour like this, along with Soulfly, Suffocation, bands we all been listening to for years. It really means a lot to us.
Yeah, we're really excited for these new opportunities that we're getting from getting to this bigger level with Metal Blade, and it's really fun for us.
Mallika and Josh from Abnormality are my guests on the Fuzzy Mike. After 11 years and hadn't not signed to a major label, what kept you guys going? Were there times where it's like, we might want to reconsider this?
Each other.
Yeah?
Yeah, we all believed in each other enough to keep doing this.
And the music, the love for the music, the passion we had to do what we do.
How does an Abnormality song come about? Take me through the process.
The process varies because inspiration comes from a lot of different things. Sometimes songs are written around lyric phrases. Sometimes the drums actually be written and we write to the drums. Other times we just have a sick riff and we build around it. So other times too we kind of come up with let's write a song about a drone, like drone warfare, and like try to build off of like an imagery around that and such. It's really no method to it. It's just really about constantly talking and being inspired to create art.
When does the lyrics come in?
Like Josh was saying, we approach songs differently each time. We're not afraid to try different methods. So sometimes we'll have the lyrics first. Sometimes we'll have the music first, and we try different angles and come out with different products as a result. So we get a range of songs, and that's something that's important to us, to have songs that are different and memorable and special in their own ways. So you don't want to write the same song over and over again, right?
No,
So,
and I want to touch upon something that Josh said, and Mallika, I think I've read this from you as well, that Abnormality songs are usually about what's going on in your minds at that time. And so an Abnormality song could never sound the same because you guys are constantly thinking different things.
Well, the world's constantly changing, and that's what we're inspired by. It's real life, political, social, issues and current events that are affecting not just, our lives, it's the entire world. And
And our lives, as we get older, our lives change drastically, and so we just keep evolving our music with ourselves, and as the world is changing too, we comment on it.
So how has Mallika's life changed in 11 years? Josh's life changed in 11 years?
You find out who, like, your real friends are, and like, we've all come from different bands in the past, and I think really it's really about being humble in the end, and finding people in your life that truly love and support you, like my lovely girlfriend. She's been like the biggest positive force in my life, next to my parents, my sister. And it's all about love in the end. As gay as that sounds.
But it is.
Yeah, we love what we're doing, and we love each other, and that's why we keep doing this,
So scraping by, like you said, Josh, it's not about the zeros. It's about on the paycheck. It's about doing what you love to do and what keeps you happy, right?
About paying it forward, passing the torch to the next kid at the show who's going to come back and pay more money to support the show and headbang and be there for you.
Who paid it forward for Abnormality?
Oh, so many people. I mean, it's kind of a hard one to answer. There's volumes of people. It's everything from, us growing up seeing, like Dying Fetus and Suffocation, Eternal Suffering, like all those bands were like a major influence on us. And, the more you start playing, the more you start getting to know people and contacts build and such. And it just kind of grows, that network. It's.
Fetus is from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. They've been around for over 20 years. Cannibal Corpse from Buffalo and Tampa have been around for over 25 years. What's success in Abnormality's eye?
Not like losing money.
But for us, we'll just be happy to break even one day, not spend our own money on the band to just
So
to
you
do
self-finance.
to make the band self-sufficient. We would be happy. We're close to that now. Of course, it would be great to not have to work other jobs on the side to make money. Like, it'd be great to do this even more full time. But we're happy with the level we're at the moment. We're enjoying this, and yeah.
Well, Mallika, when we saw you at Fitzgerald's, my buddy Brian and I always said, in her spare time, she's either a teacher or a nurse. But what else pays the bills?
I'm an artist. I do art for video games and other different places, like doing art for some bands. And
You do the
for my own
artwork for
band.
Abnormality.
Yeah, that's right.
Where's the inspiration come from?
From the music, yeah.
So it's full circle.
Yeah. I think if you're creative in one way, you tend to be creative in other ways too. But yeah, my education was in arts first, and the music developed on the side outside of that. And in college, started my first band. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun for me. And both creative outlets complement each other. So like, if I'm feeling kind of burnt out on one, then I'm having fun in the other one, and vice versa. So.
And then when you're having fun in the other one and not having so much fun does it kickstart it for you?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and being in a band's all up and downs, and we've been, it's a wild ride, but we're having a lot of fun.
Josh, if you're on a wild ride and you have Mallika next to you as your lead singer, how does that change not having a guy as a lead singer?
Probably people wouldn't be asking us like every 10 minutes, what's it like having a girl in the band?
Yeah, okay, I got a cliche for you there a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's just like, what the fuck does it matter? Like, she's a kick-ass singer. She's stronger than 90% of most of the dudes I've met who fucking sing this style. And she brings it. She'll get down there, she'll throw around, she'll knock her weight around and fuck up dudes. Like, that's what this is, we're playing, like wicked alpha male type music.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of people still think it's a man's world. And, newsflash, in 2016, I think there's a lot of things being challenged about the role in gender in our society. And she's at the forefront of what a modern feminist movement can fucking do in music and shit like that.
Well, that leads me to kind of what we were talking about off mic a little while ago. And Mallika, you were talking about how women are overtaking UFC right now.
Yeah, and I think it's a really exciting time in the world right now where women can take different roles that were traditionally dominated by men, and we're really showing that we can hold our own and be talented in a lot of other things. So it's cool, and I'm happy to be a strong female role model, when there's not enough of those in today's world.
So does that bring extra pressure to you to think about that?
No, it's like something inspiring to me, and I like to see it in the world. Like, I'm inspired by watching women's MMA, and watching inspirational women. So yeah, it's fun. But yeah, I mean, I'm just I'm the same as one of the guys. I have the same reasons for why I'm here as Josh. We grew up loving the music and got to the point where we wanted to make it ourselves, and been in this band for 11 years now. So like, yeah, just the same as one of them. Like, they're my brothers, I'm their sister, and yeah, we're doing what we love. And what more could you want to do in life than do what you love all the time?
Absolutely. What is it about touring that you like and dislike?
Well, I love being on the road again, and like, just playing music with my friends. It's the life I really fucking love. I'm obsessed with music. I'm more of an obsessed fan than I am a musician, and that's what I love. What sucks, I don't know. There's not a lot that sucks. I just, the thing is though, and when I say we lose money, the thing is that we're constantly reinvesting back into the band. I think we're very similar to a lot of the entrepreneurs around the world, particularly in America. We live in a country that's fortunate enough to embrace the style of what we're doing in art, but we're constantly reinvesting everything. How many small business owners do you know who didn't take a paycheck for themselves in how many years? It's like, that's where we're at with this. And it's like, you got to spend a little bit to get ahead. And we've been doing that for the past 10 years. We finally got there. And, starting to see everything fruition right now.
Well, that is, you got to spend money to make money.
Right.
Has always been an adage in business.
Right.
And now with Metal Blade having your back, I would imagine that you will have to spend less of your own money.
Yeah, we got to spend their money now.
Exactly.
Yeah. They give a great back rub, though. My God. Wow.
The 3-song EP, the Collective Calm, Immortal Oblivion, we had talked about this earlier, and I kind of think that to put that in a nutshell, it means like we're just happy putting our heads in the sand and letting whatever happens around us happen. How do we change that?
Education, awareness, not giving into ignorance.
Because a lot of your lyrics in Abnormality deal with the human condition, deal with what's going on in the world and what's going on politically. So why don't we stand up for ourselves more?
I think people just have this sense of dread, but they don't look outward at what's actually going on in the world. It's easy to get down, get depressed, but to question what's going around you, to question the world. Like, we're taught from a young age not to question, to just go along with the herd, and I think that's what's wrong. And there needs to be like a spiritual and mental awakening in this country and in the world, and we have to change our value system.
Can the world get along?
I think we definitely can. We just have to want to first. It can't be about the individual and greed and corruption. You have to care about your fellow man and if you want peace, you can have it, of course, like John Lennon was saying, So, yeah, I think we have to value that, and be willing to share with our neighbors and not hoard. But that's sadly, the materialism of this country. It's what's brought us to this unbalanced society we have today.
But do you think the current war that we're fighting, don't you think that's more about an ideology than it is about wanting what they have or wanting what we have?
I think there's a lot of disinformation out there to keep people afraid and to therefore, make people just go along with whatever the politicians are selling them. The enemy is always changing. That's what our song Fabrication of the Enemy is about. We think ISIS is one of those fabricated enemies, but I won't get too far into this political debate, but I encourage, fans of our music to check out our lyrics and, interpret it how they will. But we want people to, think for themselves, wake up, not just take our word for it, start paying attention to what's going on, question more deeply.
My radio partner completely agrees with what you're talking about. He thinks that boogeymen are being created to keep our focus off of the real issues of what we need to be concentrating on.
Yep, and fear is a huge, way to control people. Keep them afraid, and they will give you power.
Oh, look what Hitler created.
Exactly. We need to learn from history, and sadly, we're not doing that at the moment.
Josh, we were talking earlier about your accent being Far East Texas.
Yeah, guy.
The band is from Massachusetts. Why am I afraid of you just simply because of the way you talk?
I don't know. I'm going to go Yankee Doodle Dandy all over this little podcast right now.
Now, it's weird, though, because death metal in and of itself gets a rap that people are hardcore,
Yeah.
people like to throw down, like to fight. But have you ever met nicer people in your life than fans of Abnormality?
Oh, they're all sweethearts.
Aren't they, though?
Yeah, most of them. There's a couple dickheads here and there, but yeah, no, they're all there.
Well, I would say dickheads aren't our fans. No, we're super grateful to anyone and everybody that has supported us over the 11 years, our old fans and our new fans, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your support, so thank you so much.
Well, I read a review that gave you 9.5 stars out of 10 for the new album, which incidentally you can download off of Metal Blade Records or also off of Abnormality's website. But what they said was 2016 is going to be a breakout year for Abnormality. How do you define breakout year?
Gonna take this band through the fucking stratosphere. No, I don't know. I mean, we're gonna fucking reach a whole new audience. It's the Metal Blade having, one of the most premier labels in the history of the genre. I'm still collecting fucking, LPs from them from the '80s and shit. It's a huge part of metal history and genealogy. And frankly, there's nobody I would rather have behind us right now because they know what's up. They have a great roster of bands. They have everything in between. An incredible staff that has our back 110%. I'm thrilled, honestly, and that's what's going.
Yeah, it's great to be a part of their new chapter going forward with such an amazing history of bands and history of death metal. It's awesome to be a part of this team.
I completely agree with you. If there was one label that if I was a metal act and I wanted to be on a label, Metal Blade would be the one.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
First night of the tour, how will the tour change from night one to the very last day? If you're a fan, do you want to go see night one of a tour or the very last day of a tour?
I think that there's a raw intensity and energy that you're going to get on night one that you're not going to get at the end of the night. But personally speaking, and I know I could speak on behalf of all these bands, we don't know each other right now. But by the end of the month, we're all going to be the best friends and fucking be, everywhere. I know I can fucking hit up these guys now wherever I go, and they're going to be hitting me up, and we're going to be partying when they come see me. So, that's really the code of the road. That's what's weird. Some people are like, it sucks. You got to go out with that band. I'm like, I don't fucking care. They're good guys. Like there's a handful of bands you got out there and you tour with, and you find out that they're actually really cool fucking guys, and who the fuck cares? You just like supporting your friends in the end.
Yeah, well, you guys are all in the same family, really.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. More or less, yeah.
Mallika, I know you guys are going on stage here in just a little bit. How will you start warming up your voice?
I start with like a regular singing warm-up with doing scales and such, and then I do a few growls too to just get the...
Where does the growl come from? Does it come from the throat or does it come from the stomach, the diaphragm, the lungs?
Well, it's like any kind of singing. The breathing technique is the same in that way, breathing from the diaphragm, like your entire lungs. But it's using a different part of your vocal cords, the false cords. And the regular singing is using the true cords. So it's a different part of your vocal cords.
How much strain does it put on your voice?
If you're doing it right, it doesn't put any strain.
And how long did it take you to get the voice that you have now?
It took a couple years of perfecting it. I didn't have a teacher or something. I was self-taught, so it took me a little while to get my voice deeper into the level of brutality that I was satisfied with. But it's something I'm always evolving. I always want to learn different kinds of, sounds, different kinds of vocals. It's something fun for me, the challenge of expanding what I can do and for how long I can hold a growl or a scream. I just love it, started doing it because I was fascinated by it and loved doing it so much. I've been doing it this long.
Well, we love it too. We love what Abnormality has put out. Josh, you were talking about, getting new fans and introducing Abnormality to new people. 2 million views of the Omega video.
Yeah.
That's pretty huge, man.
Yeah.
2 million views.
Yeah.
How'd that make you feel when you saw that stat come up?
Pretty fucking cool, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I never thought that a video could be that powerful, honestly. Like, I kind of grew up in an anti-MTV generation where it was like protesting music videos, more or less, just that whole commercialism of it. So it's really cool to see extreme metal be kind of rejuvenated, re-energized by a new, field pretty much of like audio-visual production that's really enhancing,
Yeah, I think YouTube has really changed a lot of the music industry because now you don't have to sit on a MTV or VH1 and wait for like a kind of song that you want to see or a program that will play metal. Like now you can just search and find any band that you want to listen to and watch their music videos and find similar artists, related links. So it's really changed things, and it's cool to take part in that new landscape.
When I was growing up, you had 2 hours of Headbangers Ball on Saturday night, and that's all you got.
We never got that.
You never got that?
I never got that, really, no.
Youngster.
Oh, I couldn't get fucking cable, dude. Fucking.
Yeah, I was
They don't
the
have
same.
cable in Massachusetts?
We were from welfare families. You couldn't afford cable, but did watch it at some friends' houses.
Well, hopefully Abnormality will have the greatest 2016 in the history of death metal. I wish you guys much success, and thank you for joining me on the Fuzzy Mic. And can we say we're friends now?
We're absolutely friends. We're best friends. We're going to stay in touch.
Hit us up when you come to Boston.
You got it. Thank you, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you.
My thanks to Vince at Metal Blade Records and to Liz at Earsplit PR for setting up this interview. You can get to know Abnormality even more by following them on Facebook or listening to Josh's podcast, Direct Input, available on SoundCloud. The Fuzzy Mic Open and Close was created and produced by Zach at theradiofarm.com. The Fuzzy Mic is produced by Trish Klein. And as a thank you for listening and supporting The Fuzzy Mic, with permission from Metal Blade Records, here is the title track to the upcoming April 29th Abnormality release, which you can pre-order now at metalblade.com. This is Mechanisms of Omniscience.
Thanks for listening to the Fuzzy Mic. Check back often and stay fuzzy. Wait a second. Did we read that right? Stay fuzzy?